Live from JMT Studios, it's time for Two Jersey Kids, the best video game podcast on the planet.
There's something in your heart, and this in your eyes is the fire.
What is up, everybody? This is Two Jersey Kids, episode 38 and a half. We are a video game podcast, if you didn't know. We release every Tuesday and Friday, our Friday being the main news, discussion that goes on. I am one of your hosts, Adam Buckingham, alongside the best handler in the video game business. How you doing today, Gary?
Doing great. Did I say grape? Well, anyway, doing good. What's up, everybody? How's everything going?
How are you doing, Gary? How's everything going?
It's kind of exciting. I was just actually telling you a few minutes ago, but for everybody, I guess that follows this podcast, basically, I've been really toying with the idea for a long time of getting a PC, a gaming PC, and I finally now committed to doing it. So I basically kind of like laid out a plan, and I'm gonna kind of follow into it. That's kind of like my big gaming news. It's kind of weird. I finally have something to talk about on this podcast.
Do you plan on hopping in on all those Steam sales when you finally get a PC rig?
Well, absolutely. What's kind of funny too is the fact that, the first thing I thought of when I was thinking about buying this PC is, believe it or not Destiny 2, but actually like SimCity, and well, not really SimCity, but more like Skylines. I think it's Cities XL Skylines.
Solid.
That's like the new city builder, and also Civilization. I love those games, and I've really been wanting to play them for years. And I just, I look forward to other games as well. There's a lot of stuff to choose from, especially on Steam.
I wouldn't be surprised if Civ 6 becomes available, like Steam sale in the future. You would always see Civ 5 pop up constantly over and over, Steam sale. So you definitely have a good shot of that. And so I feel like I'm going to lose you to the PC master race, because that seems like it always happens when people go down this rabbit hole. They never come back.
Well, it depends. Like, I remember I was talking to my friend about this earlier, and he was saying, are you going to play Destiny 2 or whatever on PC? And I was like, I don't really know yet. I'm still going to have my PS4, obviously. I'm not going to get rid of that. I love playing console games. It's just, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know. I've been kind of disappointed with the PS4, not like the console itself, but I don't know. Some of the games, like, I just haven't had as many games to play recently.
You sound like a baby, Gary. Not gonna lie, you sound because there are plenty of games out there you just aren't willing to go out on a limb and try that are on PS4. And just so you know, when you go to Steam, there's gonna be even fucking more. So you're gonna have a cacophony of games that you will not be able to. You'll just be, paralyzed by the sheer amount of decisions you have to make on the game.
Let me say something though. No, seriously though, and you know how I feel too. I have not had this many gaming droughts on any console in my life. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I don't know what it is. And it's not like I'm not ripping on PS4 right now. I don't want people to think that at all. I keep feeling like I keep hitting these lulls where I don't know what to play. I don't even want to play video games. It's just really a shame. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
There are plenty of games out there that can hold your fancy. Like, you go back, you can get Bloodborne if you want. That's a great game that you've never even tried. I don't know if that's interests you at all. There's plenty of other games like Dragon Age Inquisition. Because I think you're looking more for a third-person action.
Well, it depends. Deal. It really does depend. I could just about play anything, I guess, but yeah.
So,
yeah, I've played Bloodborne before. I don't know if it's really necessarily my type of game, but
So I'll be interested to see when you finally hook up your laptop, you build your gaming rig or whatever, and you finally have access to all of Steam and everything that it offers, and see if you still come up short with the games you want to play.
I don't know. It's not like I need like 1,000 games at one time, but I'm looking forward to also being able to play games that aren't available on consoles too. So
that's fair. That's fair. I'm just this is like a social experiment. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how this turns out. It could just crash and burn. Who knows?
How could it possibly crash and burn?
all the fans out there 2 months from now or 3 months from now, Gary will be saying the exact same thing when his PC's up and running. No. Mark my words.
Everybody gets bored eventually. Let's be honest here.
You guys, if you want to follow the podcast, you're more than welcome to follow the podcast on Twitter at 2JerseyKids. And if you are a new listener and a continued listener, we appreciate you so much. So if you want to continue listening through us all the way, that'd be fantastic. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. If we tickle your fancy, and go rate us. That'd be awesome on iTunes and any podcast app service you have out there. What do you have to say, Gary, to interrupt my spiel?
Well, actually, I was just going to ask you what you've been up to because I was going on about myself for a little while. So I'm just trying to get an idea.
What have I been up to? A lot of apartment hunting, which is shockingly stressful. It's draining. It's stressful. Really weird. I don't know why it's so draining. It's not like you're walking around too much. I mean, you're walking around the complexes and everything, and I think it's just the sheer amount of information when you go to place to place to place, where it just tells you, oh, it's this fee for parking, it's this fee for the dog, like if you have a dog, it's this fee for, is this close to the metro, not close to the metro. I'm like, oh my God.
It's just a lot to take in at once, you know. Exactly. I mean, I can only imagine. Like in a day, you're visiting 3 places. That's a lot of stuff to just take in.
Yeah, I'm excited to finally. I think this is gonna be the last weekend of searching places. I think we're gonna nail down a place this weekend, and then my vacation's coming up, which I can't wait. It's been a while since I've taken like a trip. Me and Marta going out to, California, Napa Valley,
nice,
drinking some wine. It'll be fun. I'm excited. Be nice.
A lot of wine.
Gary will be hosting the podcast by himself. So, well, not by
himself.
I will. Unless if he finds a partner in crime, maybe one of the fans out there. We'll see what happens. Yeah. See.
I may just have to say fuck it and solo the goddamn thing. Who knows?
I did it once before because of audio issues. But yeah, I've just been playing like the Surge. Really, it's actually tickled my fancy a lot more than it was last week. I feel like I've gotten into the groove of understanding how to properly play the game and properly be really good at it. Like recently, I went through like multiple levels of like exploring and finding shortcuts and everything for like the map where I just like didn't die, which was kind of sick and also scary at the same time, because I don't want to lose, because it's like the Souls games, you don't want to lose all that tech scrap. And I still have the same things about the game that I have seen before, that I mentioned before about it's just not feeling quite as good as the Souls games, but it's still definitely, it's going now more and more, it's grown more and more on me about what I've enjoyed about this game. And I've gone to different levels now where it's not really open, it's just like ginormous, like a ginormous hangar or a ginormous building basically, but it's just like very expansive, so it kind of shows off, I guess, the draw distance, or how expansive that this world would be, or this level. So that's why I've been playing through that. It's kind of cool. I like seeing the interconnected pieces, and it's kind of like Metroidvania, collecting things, going back and opening doors that you couldn't go to before, which happened, and it's kind of cool. I like it. I've been liking it. I've been playing it before, waiting on your ass to finally record this episode. So, yeah. It's
oh, yeah. Because, jobs and everything.
Yeah. That's a conversation for later, Gary. After the podcast, we need to talk about some things. But... Gary, I mean, if you guys didn't know, we release every Tuesday and Friday. Our Friday episodes, we go more into the news, but Tuesdays, we sometimes break down a certain topic that we want to talk about. Like, you could submit questions at Twitter or 2jerseykids.com. There's a question section, and you can also email us, 2jerseykids@gmail.com, if you have any questions. So we'd be happy to do them on this episode. It'd be awesome. But, I mean, sometimes it feels like news is... important, I guess. I don't want to say any news is more important than the others, even though sometimes it is in this industry. But I mean, Gary, do you want to break down what exactly we're going to be talking about for this Tuesday episode now that we're almost 10 minutes in?
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So basically, Destiny 2 was recently announced. Well, not recently announced, but revealed. So they finally, revealed gameplay and basically what you're going to be seeing and also expecting in the upcoming sequel to the original Destiny released in 2014. So basically, we're going to be talking about that tonight. Pretty simple, straight up reactions. I know Adam and I have had a lot of different experiences with this game, whereas he stopped playing, I guess, a little bit into year one, whereas I've basically stuck around for the long haul. I've become a really big fan of the game. So we have different experiences. Should be interesting to kind of see where we end up here tonight. So, yeah.
So, do you want me to give my initial reactions to what happened? And you know what? I'm just going to go for it. When I originally saw what first came out, because it didn't seem like they released their live stream, and I got to see like the gameplay reveal. That trailer, like it's like 7 minutes, and I feel like that me seeing that first, it really did a disservice to what Destiny kind of would be. I mean, it did a disservice to what it plays like, because it just doesn't actually show gameplay. It's like you running around quickly shooting. It's not really like showing a HUD. It doesn't show like what aiming's like. And then I watched the live stream, and honestly, it felt better, like the gameplay when they were revealing that, which like zooming in, and honestly, from what I've seen with like the cinematic, I love the fact that it's more cinematic. It gave me Halo vibes. That's what I want from a cinematic story. I wanted to tell it in a very grandiose type way. That's what Bungie was good at in the Halo franchises. It's just fucking meteors falling from the sky. You're jumping onto then a ship, trying to take it out. Then you get taken out by like a big Cabal leader, and then it shows you have like these expansive worlds. That's what I want from the story missions from Destiny. That's what they started doing with the Taken King. It felt more cinematic. It felt more what Bungie can do best, and that kind of made me more excited about Destiny 2. I'm still, kind of holding it in. I don't want to get, too much of a hard on for this game right now, because you've been plenty of experiences of being burned by games just from reveals when they don't deliver nearly as much as you expect. No Man's Sky, and
Destiny.
Yeah, touche. So. It's honestly, it piqued my interest more than I expected, but it does seem, when you look at it from face value, if somebody's coming in just seeing like the gameplay trailer that's released from Bungie, the 7-minute one, it feels more like just Destiny. It just feels like 1.5, like it just, bumped up some things, and it's Destiny again. But I mean, they mentioned, I'm sure you'll go into it, they mentioned some things on the live stream that changes how Destiny will feel and play. If you want to go more into that, Gary.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I did want to say this though before. So I had some warnings / disclaimers. It's perfect that you mentioned exactly what you just mentioned, because it kind of feeds into this. But the thing is, like with this game, Destiny 2, I'm not sure entirely what people were expecting, because I understand people wanted changes in the game. Everybody does. I played this game now for 3 years. You see what's wrong with the game now. What's always been wrong with the game, and you want those changes. But at the same time, I'm not sure what people were expecting in terms of like what real difference was going to be between Destiny and Destiny 2. I don't know if people were expecting a completely different game, if they thought that was appropriate, or I mean, because I know you're saying it feels like Destiny 1.5. I understand that you see a lot of the same. Like for example, like the inverted spire strike that they showed off in the live stream was very similar to a lot of the stuff you see in Destiny now. But I just don't know what, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what people were expecting. Were they expecting something completely different? Because it's going to be Destiny.
I kind of get what you're saying. I feel like this is definitely it's put on a certain pedestal, I guess you could say, so people expect a lot from it just because it's such a large game. Now everybody knows what Destiny is. And if you kind of think about it, I mean, going from the jump from like Halo 1 to Halo 2 was just like graphically, it was still kind of the same. It added multiplayer, different multiplayer modes, and then Halo 2 to Halo 3 graphically. I mean, really now you don't really change much graphically, so I mean, so how can they make that quote unquote jump? And I feel like that's just the mechanics of the game and what they provide in like the side content and all the experiences, like the mission, the storytelling that they're displaying in this game. There's other ways that I hope they make a leap, which they can't really show in a gameplay trailer too much. They don't want to show too much when it comes to story or what you're going to be doing in between the story missions. So I can understand how it doesn't show everything to get people more hyped, I guess, to feel like this is like a sequel, even though it is.
And that, I completely agree. And not only that, but at the same time, it's like this game. God, I'm like losing my train of thought all of a sudden.
Sorry.
Damn it. Oh, I was going to say. This is so awkward.
Do you want me to just go on to something that I was thinking, Gary?
This is so disappointing. Sure, go ahead.
The one thing that I thought was funny how they make mention of, which pissed me off in the original Destiny, was orbiting planets. I like the fact that you had to go into orbit specifically to then do a mission, which made no sense to me, and the fact that they highlighted it into this game. I'm looking at Gary trying to remember this, and he's cracking me up.
I'm so pissed. It was such a good point, and I'm so pissed off I forgot about it.
You'll get it. Just keep rolling. It'll come back to your brain. That's how your subconscious works. It'll kick it back up to you. Don't worry. But yeah, it's like little tweaks like that. That's what it's kind of made me excited about, when I watched the live stream of Destiny 2. It seemed like they took a lot of the criticisms from the community in itself to maybe better update Destiny. The fact that Crucible is now 4v4, I kind of like that aspect.
Yeah.
Feels more like, dare I say it, Halo. I mean, 4v4 matches are where it's at. That's what it's always been in those style games, and it'd be kind of cool to see how, Bungie comes back to it. I mean, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I actually did remember what I wanted to say. So I have to say, too, to feed into the original, I actually do want to get more into that PvP discussion in a second, but
sure.
I have to say, too, like, as far as the sequel is concerned, I understand people don't think it's a big enough leap, but this is Destiny. Like, despite what people thought Destiny was going to be when it first released 3 years ago, this is what Destiny is now. And I think people need to accept that. And if it isn't for you, it isn't for you. It's just, I mean, that's the way it is. There's a lot of games out there that people aren't into. And that's just, sometimes it's just not your type of game. And I think that Destiny has... Yeah. It has like that niche, it's a very grindy type of game in some ways. I know they're saying that they're not. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just kind of thinking with the whole people not expecting what, like, thinking that it's going to be more. I kind of have a feeling that due to the fact that the way they roll out content in Destiny, it felt like this game never really had time to breathe until the next one. Like, it seemed like there was never a dead period in Destiny 1 where it was a lull. Like, no one talked about it. Like, you know how the normal games goes from Halo, then Halo 2, then Halo 3. There's that break in between. So people they don't expect it coming out anytime soon. They're expecting multiple years in between. I mean, now you see it with fatigue when it comes to COD, where they're releasing every single year, and people get tired of that. In Destiny, they were still rolling out content, so it's never died, it seemed like. So it was still in the conscious, it was a conscious eye, so it kind of gave it sort of Destiny fatigue, and I kind of understand where people are coming from with that.
I don't know though. I mean, I've played, like, I mean, we had the Dark Below, you had the House of Wolves, you had the Taken King, and then you had Rise of Iron. And
that's
in between
that's for Destiny players like you, Gary. That's for Destiny players that are into the game, want to play more, want to get the DLC, want to get the extra packs. But like the people coming from the outside, they keep seeing these extra things added to Destiny, and they realize that the original portion of Destiny didn't get them into the game. So why are they going to come back for the game itself? And it just seems like it just keeps going, and it is never the stream of content never ends.
But the point I'm trying to make is that in between those content launches, it was absolutely excruciating at times. Like there was months, like month-long periods. I mean, you can go 3 to 4 months, 5 months where you're not really doing anything new. I mean, expansion packs are only so much. I mean, you either have like a raid or you have your raid and you have a few new story missions and that's it. And then you have like just months and months of nothingness. And it's just like,
I mean, you say that, and there's months and months of nothingness, and I come back to this podcast every single week, and it seems like every single week you mention how you play Destiny, you play the PvP, you play PvE, you play something else.
And that's the thing, though. It's with the way PvP is in that game, it is addicting. And I mean, Trials of Osiris, which is like a 3v3 skirmish type game type. That's what keeps me interested because I really like playing competitive multiplayer. So it's like. That's one of those things where like that's what kept that game alive for me for as long as it did, and the fact that I had friends to play with. But a lot of times, though, I mean, especially right now, I mean, waiting for Destiny 2, I mean, we're gonna have 4 months where there's really nothing happening in the game. So it's kind of unfortunate.
But I'm not really talking about the content that they put in the game. I'm just talking about what people, in general talk about where...
No, I understand.
I mean, yeah, like it's now, once Destiny, it felt like the content finally stopped, like the media coverage, and they stopped mentioning it. It seems like right now we're rolling into Destiny 2, and now that coverage will hold out for a while. But, I mean, that's just... that's how I think. You think something different? Fine by that. That's differing of opinions.
It's just two different... I mean, it's two different perspectives. Yeah. It's just like, the person that plays Destiny daily, weekly, and then the person that's on the outside looking in. So you get kind of both perspectives there.
So, Gary, I want to ask you, since you're such a Destiny fan, what got you super excited while watching the live stream? Well, like what features? Because they mentioned multiple features. The new PvP, 4v4. You have guild or clans now, and then you have guided control, guided help, whatever that's called.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, it was a mixture of things. I mean, I'm really into the PvP portion of the game. I know some people aren't. I know there's a lot of players out there that really want more PvE stuff because that's what they enjoyed so much about the original game. I personally like the PvP. I was really excited about the fact that again, all game types are going to 4v4. I know right now in current. Yeah. Well, first of all, I like the 4v4 because over time in Destiny, I used to really like 6v6. I liked Clash and Control. Those were game types back in that game. The problem is that over time, like any game, the player base is going to decrease over time, and then the connections are therefore going. Since this, was a player-to-player connection, you're just going to get worse and worse connections in games. And right now, especially like right now, playing this game, the games are just dreadful. Like the connections are just so bad that players are all lagging all over the map. And I feel like with the 4v4 game type, I think that it's going to be less load on, I guess, the player-to-player connections going forward, at least in Destiny 2. So you'll have better connections, and it's also going to, in my opinion, create more like 1v1 battles instead of like a lot of supers going off, a lot of grenades being thrown, so stuff like that.
Specifically what I want from Destiny 2, which I've seen some people make mention like on Twitter, is certain like I want it to be I don't want it to be like Halo 2 or Halo 3. That makes no sense. I mean, I want the feel of it is how you play like the campaign, and it like sort of gets you like it's kind of like an on-ramp to the highway, I guess you could say. It like builds you up to want to finally get to the PvP mode, which is what I did in all those games. I played, the campaign first. I played the campaign a lot, and then I finally hopped into the PvP, and that's what hooked me for later on. And I can see that happening with Destiny 2 now, 4v4, if it has some sort of ranking system, collecting loot and everything. Because I can't remember if there's a ranking system in Destiny, the original Destiny, but...
There is, but it's not like the typical. I mean, you have like a Crucible rank that you rank up, and you get like weapons packages, armor, stuff like that. But it isn't like. I mean, are you talking in terms of like a leaderboard kind of thing?
I was talking about like rating, I guess. The first thing that comes to mind, what happens with like Halo, how you have like the number rating, and then I think Halo 5 was like gold, platinum type deal, diamond league, all that jazz.
Unfortunately, no. People wish for that, believe me.
Yeah. But yeah, what else sticks out in your mind, Gary?
I like obviously there was the weapon changes. So if you remember, Adam, in the original Destiny, there was the primary, special, and heavy weapon slots. Now it's going to be kinetic, energy, and power. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like so with this kind of change because honestly, in the power slot now is going to be snipers, sniper rifles, fusion rifles, light machine guns, and rocket launchers, and grenade launchers.
Oh, great.
I'm not sure how happy I am with the power slot having snipers in it, because I mean I love the snipe in Destiny. I really do. I always enjoyed it. I was pretty good at it. And the fact that now I'm going to have to always search for weapon ammo and constantly run around and have to pick it up. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of annoying because they already nerfed special ammo in the original Destiny right now. Like, you constantly have to pick up ammo if you want to use a sniper rifle, and it just killed the game, destroyed it. So I don't know how crazy I am about that, but I kind of like the fact that you can kind of use, at least with the kinetic and energy slots, you can like pop in like an auto rifle and a hand cannon and use both of them and like switch between both of them, because it just kind of provides you with like a solution to, like, you can have a weapon for close range, you can have a weapon for mid range or long range. So I kind of like the fact that you can kind of have that variety.
I mean, it's like what other games are. It's just like you have your assault rifle and then you can swap to your other weapon.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, in Destiny, I think it'll make like a hell of a change, at least in the way the Crucible behaves, if you will. But I mean, like in terms of PvP, that's kind of what I had, like just kind of like off the top of my head. There's a lot of stuff obviously that we're not going to talk about because there's just so much. But in terms of like PvE, I'm not sure if you had something else to add, but in terms of PvE, I mean, I like the fact that there's new planets. Oh, you do? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. You can continue, but yeah, the new planets, not gonna lie, that got me a little hyped when they were talking about the planets and kind of like the lore behind it and what is sort of involved. That got me kind of excited. I like the different layouts. One of the planets was inhabited by, what is it called, the Vex or Vect or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Which it looks kind of cool. I mean, it just seems like there's more. They put more. I don't want to say they put more thought into it, but I mean, they look like actual planets that like could be inhabited instead of like in Destiny 1 where you just go out and patrol missions and it's just like the same old. So that leads me to like, I'm just curious how they say they're going to be patrol missions and then they're going to add side missions to it, or what they call it, adventures. Is that what they called it?
I mean, if you're talking about like there's things called lost sectors or kind of like dungeons. I know like people are kind of like referencing Diablo where it's like procedurally generated, I think, where you can go on patrol.
They also mentioned that there's going to be like side missions where you're going to meet characters in the patrol area.
Okay.
You can go out and I guess do their mission. Maybe it'll be more like cinematic, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I mean that kind of piques my interest, but if it's still like the same old patrol missions where you just drive around, pick up things, which it sounds like it is, which is fine. But if they offer more of a diverse environment where it feels more, unique in every single area, where, I don't know, the patrol missions after a while kind of got a little stale, where it's just like, kill this many Cabal, or kill this, or get this specific item, but that just involves you killing these certain people. I mean...
I think that a lot of people, especially me, I think a lot of people hope that they've added more of like a world to the game, so like you can actually explore things and see different things. I mean, obviously there's a limitation to everything, but I think people want to actually see them make more of an effort on the actual exploration part of the game. So like if you go to Titan, which is one of the new planets, or it's actually a moon, but whatever. I think people actually want to be able to explore an environment and actually get something out of it. Like, there's cool things to see, cool things to do, so it isn't just stale, kind of like. I mean, Destiny. The last time I went on a patrol in Destiny was like, I don't know, like a year ago. There's no reason to do it anymore. There's nothing to be acquired
from
that.
Wasn't there an expansion like the House of Wolves or something that like required you to go out on patrol missions to get like a loot box or some bullshit? I can't remember. That's the last time I was on there. Well, that
there was. I mean, Rise of Iron added patrols. I mean, a whole new area. So I did go on patrol for that. But House of Wolves did that too. They did a. You had to get like a key.
Yeah, by
I
killing
can't remember what the hell it was for.
You had to get a key, and then you had to search the area to find the fucking loot box.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what that was for. It might have been for
I don't know.
Some sort of upgrade material, whatever. Who cares? But I mean, in terms of like the stuff that I was like really looking forward to, at least with the PvE, is like, I mean, obviously the new planets are there, new subclasses. I'm not sure. I think that the new subclasses are replacing the previous ones. So like you're going to be like, for example, like the Titan Void subclass that has like the shield is going to replace
Captain
the bubble.
America. Let's be
basically.
real.
I think that replaces the bubble. I think. Now, don't quote me on that, but I mean, I like the new subclasses. It's not something I'm entirely crazy about. I mean, if they didn't make the change, I really wouldn't have cared. I'm excited about the new raid. They haven't really said much about that yet, but I know that's a thing that a lot of people are into. I like raiding to some degree. I like to do it with people that I know because sometimes my experiences with raiding with random people aren't that great. So
you made mention of that plenty of time in past episodes.
Yes, I have. Yes,
it is interesting to see how the raids and everything's going to change, going from 3 to 4 as a strike team. I wonder if that's going to change certain aspects of how the raids and what are the smaller ones called?
Strikes. I mean, the raids though are still going to be 6, as far as I know.
Yeah, but like it's now you have strikes where your fire team is now 4. And I'm just curious if the design wise, if it's going to be slightly different. Is it? I mean, that's more development. Are strikes going to be 4 man now? I thought so. Or am I just spewing out bullshit? Because I just assumed that your fire team now is 4 because the Crucible is 4v4. I just thought that's what the thing is.
I don't know if it's if they're both connected.
Now we're getting off on my pet peeve when it comes to Destiny. The fucking bullshit strike team being 3 people. That's fucking stupid. All right, who fucking chooses 3 people? It's fucking stupid. Okay, that's it. That's my rant. It's not really based on anything. I just say it's fucking stupid because I think it's fucking stupid. It's kind of annoying because I mean you choose like 2 people. 4 is where it's at. 4 is where the normal amount. You can get you get 3 other people, that's fine. 2, then you leave other people out in the dust. I mean, I know I bugged you, and you've already had a strike team before of 2 other people. I'm like, oh, I wish it could be fucking 4, but no, because Bungie wants to be different with Destiny. It wants to make 3, because that's a fucking thing now. What? Okay, sorry.
I mean, I actually like the idea of 4 too, to be honest. But I mean. The problem, though, is I have 5 people now that play Destiny, so we're still going to have 1 guy that gets let out. So it's kind of annoying. Unless we have... Well, no, that wouldn't work either. Damn it, whatever. But anyway, I think the last thing I want to basically mention here, with the PvE anyway, I really like the way that the new strike looked. The inverted spire strike, you can actually look it up on YouTube if you wanted. But I kind of liked how the mission, I'm not sure if you watched it, Adam, but basically, I mean, the final boss fight isn't just... it just isn't just like a bullet sponge like it used to be in the original Destiny. I know Bungie's actually made like efforts to change up the boss fights as the game's progressed. Like the bosses do different things now. The mechanics are different. You can't just shoot at them the entire time. You have to, like take down their shields or whatever. But I like the way the inverted spire strike looked. I like the fact that like you would fight the boss on one level and then all of a sudden the floor disappears and you're dropping down to the next level. You fight him there.
That's cool.
It's just kind of like different things added in that kind of make it fresh. But, I mean, the thing is with strikes is like I feel like they kind of get repetitive regardless of how awesome they may be in the first few playthroughs because they're strikes. They're kind of grindy. Yeah.
They're meant to be replayed, so people are going to get, I feel like, tired of them over time if they keep playing them.
Yeah,
and that's why if you reintroduce them later on in the game after a while when people haven't played it, I mean that's a good way to bring people back to that certain strike and be like, oh, this was kind of a cool experience. Now that I'm experiencing it again. But for me personally, what's going to bring me into Destiny 2 is the cinematic, the storytelling that they're going to be doing. Since I'm mostly going to be a solo player, I'm guessing, because I'm always left out in the dust by a certain someone.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
But, I mean, the aspect behind this game, what the story, it's kind of cool how you're now a guardian that the light has been taken away from all you people, all the guardians, and you're basically, now it's like kind of an underdog story where you're trying to build back up, you're trying to get back what you lost, and you're trying to see if you can still be a guardian even without light, and it's kind of, it's you basically got your ass kicked, and now you're trying to get back up. It's kind of, I don't want to say it has Empire Strike Back vibes, but I mean, it's like, it's basically you're on the ropes. You're not obviously like just invincible. You got your ass kicked, and now you're going to see what you're made of. which is kind of cool. Yeah. And I mean, if they do storytelling through cinematic universe and, have big set pieces and kind of weave in an intricate story with characters that I care about, now fighting, it seems like you can fight with the main three people, which it just seemed like they were just like mission givers in the original Destiny. Now they're going to be actual legitimate characters in the story mission. It makes me kind of interested in what the story is going to have to offer Destiny 2.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think I was actually just reading not too long ago that they're getting rid of the Grimoire system. So no longer is...
I think I just heard that they dropped or they got rid of like the, website in general. I think. Yeah,
I think that's going to be gone because I think they're putting the lore in the game, which is something, again, that people have been asking for since day one, because why have Grimoire on a website somewhere when you have a perfectly good game to play through the lore?
I mean, it's the same thing as why do you have to orbit a planet to then go into the planet?
I know, it drives me crazy. That's the thing. The quality of life stuff that they've worked on, I love that. I'm really happy that, like you said, like just being able to go places like directly, not just like, okay, let's go to orbit, now let's go to Venus. Like, it's just stupid. So I'm happy they did that as well. But if I guess I'll say my last words with regards to this. But with Destiny 2, like, I know you're saying that you're looking forward to the story. I agree with that. I hope that they do a better job with the story. I know with the original Destiny, I never gave a damn about the story. It's one of the few games I didn't really care about the story and still played. So I'm really looking forward to see if they can really nail down a solid, like, cohesive story that you can build on. And obviously, for me, I'm a big PvP fan in this game. So I kind of hope that they end up balancing the Crucible a little bit more so that it isn't what it is now, where it's kind of just like everybody throw grenades or sticky grenades and have them just kind of magnetize, and it's a disaster.
Are shotguns still a thing in Destiny?
They're not anywhere near a problem anymore because they nerfed the special ammo, so you constantly have to pick it up. You don't spawn with it anymore.
Interesting.
So sticky grenades are the norm. It's absolutely absurd. When
it comes to shotguns, I think they just need to copy what they did in Halo 2 and Halo 3 with the shotgun. Perfect. Up close, deadly. Far away, fucking sucked.
Well, I mean, they nerfed them. They nerfed the shotguns. The range just they nerfed it into the ground. They did a lot. They did a lot of things that really were very questionable in terms of balancing the game. So, I mean, the thing with PvP with me in Destiny 2, I just want to see them balance the game out a little bit more and kind of avoid having like a meta all the time where certain guns work, certain guns are completely useless. I just want to see them balance it out a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I guess that's in a nutshell what I hope from Destiny 2. There's a lot of stuff we obviously didn't talk about, but that's just something that's just what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I'm my final word, I guess, since we're using that. I'm kind of interested to see how the social aspect of Destiny plays out with the whole guided play now with clans. If that's going to be an actual thing or if it's going to somehow become toxic, which sometimes gaming communities can do when they're online. I mean, you see it all the time everywhere.
It'll be a mix.
We'll see. But I don't know how they plan on not policing it, but like, is there going to be like an Uber rating system when it comes to clans? Like,
there should be. That should be a great idea because, I mean, you're going to have. It's not going to be perfect. We all know that already. But there should be something like that. That'd be an awesome idea, like rating for a clan. Like, this clan was really helpful. And I mean, obviously, the only problem with that is if like your clan's good in a Crucible match, for example, and you kick the shit out of people, it would have to be a rating just basically PvE related.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is like if you actually join up with a clan to help you out, you're not part of it, and it's like it's kind of like they're Ubering you through the level, I guess.
That'd be cool.
Explore. But I mean, you also have to watch out for like the stupid dicks that just give 1 ratings just because they're assholes. So it's like it's a problem-solving, puzzle to figure out. But I feel like that's a good implementation to have, where if you have a rating system of some kind, you can see what clans do it better than others. And they didn't make mention. I'm wondering if there's going to be a benefit for clans to, do this guided play. I mean, the benefit is to get that one extra player if they don't have them at the very moment. If they lost somebody and they need to grab somebody real quick, I guess that's the benefit. But I'm curious whether it comes to like extra loot or whatever the gifts or rewards that clans are receiving that they mentioned, but they didn't go into detail what they were going to be. So I'm kind of interested to see how that all plays out. Kind of as another social experiment to see if they can actually do what they set out to do. Because it's been a while since I've been in a game where it felt right to talk to people online, where it felt like a legit
I feel you.
Community. I mean, Call of Duty, since it came out, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, never been able to talk to people online. Fucking sucks.
Disaster.
The last time I was able to was probably was Halo 3 and Gears of War. That was the last time I felt like I could legitimately talk to some people online that I was playing with as a team, and they were legitimately cool. They weren't trying to be dicks. They weren't trying to be little children screaming on the other line. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. That's all.
Yeah. Destiny can be pretty solid. Destiny can be like 50-50. You can either have, really cool guys laid back. You can also have people that are, too laid back and terrible. So it's like, you just never know what you're getting, really. But yeah, no, I completely agree. So,
well, do you have anything to say
I'm spent.
You're spent? All right, me too. I'm getting tired. But yeah, this has been the Tuesday episode of Two Jersey Kids. We broke down. You just listened to it. I don't need to tell you what we broke down, but we broke down Destiny. What did we do last week? Last Tuesday was shit. I can't remember the episode. Oh,
why can't I remember that?
Oh, it's my reactions to the Surge. So if you want to, in addition to what I said in the beginning of this episode, you can then go to that previous episode and check it out. And we also have episode 38 that's out right now that you can go check out. There's a lot of stuff we talked about. Sega coming back with reviving their IPs, mentioning Obsidian, maybe reviving Alpha Protocol. Gary may or may not be happy about. Who knows? They just wants KOTOR 3. I mean, everybody knows that. Then we talked about The Witcher getting a Netflix series, and then Ubisoft's 2017 plans when it comes to 4 AAA titles, and a lot more gaming news. It seems like for some reason it hasn't done as well. Not many people has listened to 38, so go out and please support us. It'll help out. Check it out. I feel like it was a very good episode. So yeah, again, we seriously appreciate all you listeners out there. We love you so much that somehow sit and listen to us every single, episode. Maybe not every single one, maybe every other one. Who knows? But if you keep listening, that's fantastic. We really appreciate us, and we would really appreciate it if you went on iTunes and rated us. It would help out so much. We're sitting at 13 ratings. Hopefully we'll get to 20 by, I don't know, soon-ish. That'd be great. I gotta start pawning, just bugging the shit out of people to rate us. But Gary, you have anything to say before we go?
No, just keep on listening. I'll see you guys again on Friday for the Friday episode. Peace out, everybody.
We'll be seeing you on Friday, guys. Keep playing those games. Bye.